On this edition of the Levels of Love Tips, I'm going to be discussing the epidemic of attention addiction. Very glad you could join us. I want to talk about how this affects relationships, and I want to talk about how it is not harmless to be constantly and vigorously seeking attention. Please take the time to click the subscribe button and to hit the notification bell. Welcome to the Root of All Love family. Thank you for joining me, Emo Lit family. And for those who are new, Emo Lit means emotionally literate, which I think is probably one of the most important things to possess is emotional literacy in a relationship. It's where a lot of people run into problems at, so that's kind of the standard I set on this particular channel. I am the Stormy Poet. Very glad you could join me at whatever time it is today. I have a lot of information I want to share with you tonight. And this is something that doesn't get discussed very often. I try to do things that don't get discussed very often because there's the real cliche, talking points that a lot of quote unquote relationship experts get into. So I always try to talk about the stuff no one's really talking about. I pride myself on that. And what I wanted to talk about here is the epidemic of attention addiction. Now, this is nothing really all that new, relatively speaking. Back during my heyday, so to speak, when I was dating and getting around town, one thing I noticed, and this pertains particularly to the social media realm, is the epidemic of, and I say epidemic in the sense that, and what I mean by that is I see it everywhere, and I saw it everywhere back then, and I see it everywhere now. What you have is this whole cultural practice, so to speak, that was cultivated by social media. Going back to the MySpace days, for all those people who are listening who can remember that. Most of you can. And basically, what social media did was very dynamic. What it did was very dynamic in the sense that it allowed for people who really don't have anything of value to offer the world, and really don't have any success at life, and who really are doing pretty much mediocre everyday stuff that adults are supposed to do. It gave them an avenue to get attention for basically nothing. So essentially what you have is a whole generation, a whole population of people who want to get accolades and mentions of honor and respect for doing mundane everyday stuff. You have a whole society filled with that. Before social media, you have to actually do something to be recognized for it. But social media, and I'm not saying, this is what they were trying to intentionally do. I don't know, maybe they were. But really, that's what you have a society full of. It's a bunch of people who want a bunch of attention for doing mundane, everyday, grown-up, mature stuff that you're supposed to do and that you're expected to do as an adult. And so you have a society of people who are in a very childlike mind state, where a child comes and gives you, that really terrible drawing that they did in class of mommy and daddy, and you hang it up on the fridge, and they're like, yeah, I did something, when it's a bunch of crap. Now, I'm not saying don't do that with the kids, Of course, give them validation in the fact that they tried their best at their, mental capacity to be able to do something like that. But what you have now is a whole society full of people like that. That's what you have. So, how does this all fit into relationships now? With me, I encountered this a lot back in the day, and I especially encountered this now in doing my anti-racist work, my the materials that I compose and that I put up for people to view. I encounter this when I'm speaking out against systematic white supremacy. I encounter this a lot. It's real hard to get people to pay attention. It's real hard to get people to focus for 5 minutes without wanting to engage in activities that get them attention. And what I mean by that is, most of us have social media accounts. We have Facebook and whatnot. And the thing is, they're on Facebook particularly, and this is all social media sites, but on Facebook in particular, that share option is very prevalent, because the share option allows you to distribute basically materials that you didn't come up with. And you can get attention for them. If you share a meme or something you didn't come up with, and by the way, let me clarify. If you share something that is of value, I'm for that. If you share a piece of information that is of value, something that the people actually need to know, that's important to them and that adds value to their lives, I'm all for that. But you have a bunch of people who share a bunch of stuff that is of zero value. And I'll share the occasional funny meme. I mean, I got a sense of damn humor. That's okay. That's okay to do that every now and then. But for the most part, when I'm speaking on that subject, I'm dead ass serious, and I don't play around with that. I'm dead serious, and I do not joke around, and I keep on topic. They keep on topic. And see, what's been cultivated is basically a society of people who really don't want to examine anything. It's like, what can I do to get online today that's going to get me some attention? And they share a bunch of unoriginal material to get attention in any way, form, or fashion. If people can laugh at me, then I'm getting attention. If people think I'm attractive, then I'm getting attention. Blah, blah, blah. If I check in at this restaurant over here, I want some attention. I want people to be like, ooh, you went to that restaurant, you're so extravagant, I want some attention. So what does this have to do with relationships in general? Well, let me break that down. Now, first and foremost, what I've seen is, and this is what I've seen, I'm not generalizing, I'm literally pattern recognizing. It's okay to recognize patterns and to call them out for what they are. And from what I've seen, it's mainly the women who do the attention seeking. So this is for my ladies tonight. This podcast I'm doing, this is for y'all. Y'all are the main violators of just needing and wanting endless attention for doing very mediocre things. I'm not saying there ain't dudes that do it. Excuse me. Dudes do it in a different way. With women, it's more, look how pretty I am, look how sexy I am and attractive I am, give me attention, give me attention, give me attention. And I would even go as far as to add that the women I've seen doing this across the board, they don't even really care if it's male attention, if they're heterosexual, female attention, any kind of attention that they can get. Now, this is especially troubling to relationships because what a lot of women think is that taking a bunch of selfies is harmless. And I got a question to my lady audience out there who posts a selfie every day of your life, every aspect of your life. You got to have a selfie. You need some more selfies. I would ask you, how many of y'all are still single? just asking a very honest question here. How many of y'all are still single? If you're a selfie taking woman, you're adamant with the selfies in the comments section, how many of y'all are still single? Let's be honest here. Let's keep it a buck here. Well, ladies, if you are, let me try to help you out a little bit. Let me try to give you a little bit of advice here, because that's what we do here on the Levels of Love Tips. The reason that you might be single, and the reason why posting a bunch of selfies is not a harmless act to engage in, is because first and foremost, you might not think you do, but you come across as desperate. You come across as desperate because people know what it is. Your friends might like all your pictures. They might post little hearts and, oh, you're so beautiful, you're gorgeous, blah, blah, blah. It comes across as desperate. And that's not a very attractive quality. It's like a lot of the men who comment on them and make these really lewd comments. Oh, you're so beautiful. You so fine, with the little flame emojis and whatever. They come across as desperate to you. Well, you come across as desperate to them. And the thing about it is, a thorough, true to the game, grown, mature, evolved, well-to-do guy ain't really leaving comments like that. We don't really engage in stuff like that. We don't do that. We recognize it for what it is. We recognize that as you being desperate. The thirsty, lame, gameless, no conversation having, dusty, broke down sons of guns do that. And I'm trying my best not to cuss here. I got a body now sometimes. Trying to work on that. So that's who engages in that. That's who does that. Them and your homegirls. That's about it. Quality men are not gonna be really looking to make a bunch of comments and tell you how fine you are. The quality men have some emotional and mental depth and fortitude to them. They're evolved past little high school, comment a chick and she gets all googly-eyed for you. Grown men don't really engage in that like that. Real grown-ass men. We don't really do that. So we're not really checking for you like that. If anything, we're going to hit you up in the inbox and say, hey, we're going to try to start some dialogue and some conversation. You see, the thing is, a lot of women who engage in the whole selfie thing, that's all they got. That's like I said in the beginning, you won't really have anything else to offer. But your looks, and you're expecting to be rewarded for just looking attractive, or in some cases, subpar attractive. You're looking to be rewarded for that. So, Cat starts actually having some conversation, which you don't know what to say because you haven't developed your conversation skills. You're expecting to just be rewarded and get your ass kissed for posting a selfie. And that's not how it works. Not if you're trying to deal with the man of means. If you're trying to deal with any scrub, bloated, hairy, disgusting, woolly mammoth, flabby, dusty, uneducated, uncultivated, non-worldly piece of crap. Knock yourself out. That'll work for them. But not from a man of means, not from a quality male. Now, the other thing, and this is one of my main points, but the other thing in intention seeking and this epidemic we have of people just wanting attention, and I would even ask to the ladies out there specifically, okay, let's say you get a bunch of attention. How is that attention enriching your life? At any capacity, how is it enriching you in your life? What are you going to do with that attention? Is that monetary? Can you translate that into some type of bread? Is it going to pay the bills? Is it going to help you get ahead? Is it going to help you get to what you're trying to go and enrich you? What are you going to do with all that attention? I would even add to that question, what good is attention when it's from piece of crap dudes? You just got attention from dudes who can't offer you anything but some compliments. It makes zero sense. Just had to get that off my chest. But the next point I want to make ties into the first point, and I want to ask, not what I ask, but what I want to say is, engaging in this type of behavior, you condition yourself to seek superficial validation rather than seeking to accomplish meaningful and depthful things to attract genuine praise for doing something of value, which is kind of how I started the broadcast off. We live in a society where we praise each other for very superficial things. That's kind of a norm. And a lot of people, especially black people, we have an issue of mistaking a bunch of praise for profit. And that's why I don't trip on getting too many likes and stuff on my page. I don't care nothing about that. The thing is, on my website, thestormreport.com and rootofalllove.com, that's where the majority of my followers are. Like, Facebook is kind of a catalyst to help, foster that attention for actually doing good things, actually doing meaningful things, and adding some value to the world. But Facebook is what it is. If you're not running ads on there, you're worthless anyway, for the most part, unless you're already established. So, but black people have this problem because we're starved for attention. We live in a society where we're ignored in every which way, at every corner, because that's how a racist society works. So we're starved for any kind of attention. That's why you have World Star and all that. We'll get up there and fight each other and kill each other and do whatever and act as ignorant as humanly possible just for some attention. But the whole object of getting attention, I would even say, and this might come as somewhat of a, I wouldn't say shocker, but somewhat of a surprise to you, being that the tone I've set for this broadcast, but I would even say there's nothing wrong with wanting attention. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be validated. There's nothing wrong for wanting people to congratulate you or to give you some type of praise. The only thing I will say is the only reason you should want that is for doing meaningful, impactful things of value. There's nothing wrong with wanting some praise, but the way the human brain is set up, your reward system wants you to do meaningful and substantive things for that praise. That's why your reward system and your brain gives you the dopamine when someone comes and says, "Hey, you did a good job on something," is because you actually did something that was of value. And we live in a society where, entertainment, you entertain me, so I'm going to praise you. You gave me entertainment. You can go to literally on any actor or actress's page. I follow Jada Pinkett, and I'm about to unfollow her because, frankly, she's an attention, W word. I'm not trying to be vulgar on this page, but she's an attention W word. And I'm like, okay, you're an actress, and yeah, whatever. You're Will Smith's wife, whatever. I follow her page because I want to see the dynamics behind being an actress. Like, where is her, post about black women being actresses, foundational black women, African Americans African-American women, where's your advice and where's your game so they can soak up their game so they can become better actresses? A picture of you in a swimsuit, what do I got to do with that? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? Seriously. And that kind of ties into my point. You have the eyes of the world on you, and you want to sit up here on Instagram and post a bunch of pictures of your stuff instead of giving black women, black actresses that game, even black males that game. And you want a bunch of attention for that. Rather than wanting attention in the sense of wanting praise and all that, the reward system I talk about, rather than wanting attention for helping make other people's lives better, rather than wanting attention for emotionally evolving, rather than wanting attention for doing something meaningful and accomplishing something of value to not only yourself but to others. Wanting attention for becoming more emotionally mature, wanting attention for becoming more enlightened in culture. Wanting attention for those things, that's not popular. But that's what we should be striving for. I don't want attention just because I posted a funny meme. I want attention because you read some of my work and you saw that it was thorough, you saw that it was groundbreaking, you saw that it was on point and that it was crisp and that it was life enriching to you. I don't want any other kind of attention like that. And in regards to relationships, it's like, okay, you want attention. You want me to validate you for doing normal everyday stuff, or for posting a picture that you're cute. So you take that kind of line of thinking into the relationship. Okay, I don't have to emotionally or spiritually evolve. I can just stay the same. And hey, you're just supposed to love me because I'm me. If you see this crap all the time, right? If you can't accept me for who I am at my worst, then you sure don't deserve me at my best. You see that type of crap all the time from that line of thinking, because it's like, just accept me. I'm not going to grow and I'm not going to change anything. I'm not going to evolve. Just accept me as I am and shut up. You see that all the time, don't you? Now, the third point I wanted to bring up is, and all these points tie in with one another in succession, but the main thing is in engaging in this type of behavior, and I gotta touch on the ladies. The ladies are my the target audience tonight. Males too, if you do this. And males do it in different ways, but from what I've seen, it's primarily females doing this through, look at me, I'm so cute, look at me, I'm so cute. But the other thing is, you become accustomed with gaining validations from others rather than evolving and enhancing yourself on an emotional and spiritual level. Now, let me retract that. It's for the ladies. This particular point is for couples out there who put their whole relationship on display for the world to see. They have to announce everything that they do. If they went to a restaurant, if they went over here to the fish market, if they went over here to the gym, blah, blah, blah. Look at what we're doing. Look at what we're doing. Look at what we're doing. We're doing this over here now. Listen, to most of you, I can't say all of you, but to most of you, you're overselling it. And those couples I've seen online over the years who announce every little thing that they're doing with one another. We're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. Those are the ones that end up not lasting. Because rather than being honest about how lackluster, or rather than being honest about the deficiencies in their relationship, and the deficiencies and the areas that they need to work on, they try to mask that to themselves and lie to themselves in the world. And they're, we're doing okay. And they tell themselves, no, we're doing fine. Look at how many likes we got on Facebook about how when we went to this lobster restaurant or whatever, the seafood restaurant. Look how many likes we got. The whole world loves us. We're fine. You and I are fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. That's overselling it. Every time I've seen that kind of behavior, they end up not lasting. That over the top, let's announce to the world, well, look at what we're doing. We're so cute. You're overselling it. You're overcompensating for deficiencies in your relationships. That's why I advocate to you, Emo Lit family, don't post nothing about your relationship online. Not a damn thing. Who needs to know about what's going on in your relationship behind closed doors? That's supposed to be something that's intimate to you and your lover. The whole world doesn't need to know about everything. I mean, every now and then maybe something, but the whole world doesn't need to know about the time you and her or her and him went to the bathroom together. It's cool to keep things private. That's how relationships are supposed to be. It's supposed to be an intimate experience shared between you and your lover, not the whole world. And you definitely don't need the whole world giving you validation. But a lot of people get in relationships thinking this and thinking this line of thinking, and rather than evolving, rather than trying to truly understand why, or rather than trying to truly understand how your woman sees the world through women's eyes, because it's different, and how your man sees the world through his eyes, rather than truly trying to understand that and have a true connection with one another and to actually be in sync with one another, you would rather just post about it and put it on social media to try to get a bunch of attention and try to get a bunch of validation from people. That's why this era is so detrimental to relationships, the social media era. And then when somebody like me calls this out, oh, you're just being a hater, oh, you're just being a hater, oh, you're just being you can call somebody a hater without any real proof of it. They're calling you out on your really toxic behavior of I have to post a picture every 5 minutes. You're calling out on that, and then people like me get called toxic, or we get called divisive or being a hater. That's why it's so hard to get in a successful relationship these days. And I'm not saying just to get with somebody and just be. I'm not saying in terms of when I say a relationship, I'm not saying you got with somebody and y'all just kind of tolerate each other. I'm talking about a deep, meaningful, loving, passionate, cohesive, spiritual, actual meaningful relationship. Not just some, oh, we're together just because we got to pay bills and have kids. That's what we're facing out here, and that's why I wanted to come on this channel and break this down. In addition to me talking about racism and stuff like that, because it's confusing. It's a jungle out there, and I'm here to provide some clarification in that regard. Now, the last point I want to bring everyone to is you begin seeking, and this kind of ties in, like I said, they all tie in with each other. You begin actually seeking for others to validate your relationship, which is a very, 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 very dangerous thing, a dangerous mind frame to get into. And what I mean by that is, and this is scary because I've noticed this, and I'm almost saddened by it. And this is, I wouldn't say it's a fairly new phenomenon, but it is something I'm seeing become more prevalent. But what I've been seeing is that, and I follow, one of the things about me, excuse me, kind of belched a little bit there. One of the things about me is I never stop following certain people. On my page and on various social media accounts, I'll follow certain people, whether that be, celebrities or just people in, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I follow certain people because I like to study people. So it'll never be a situation where I'm just, the stormy poet over here with my 600, 700 followers, and I'm just over here doing my thing and, whatever to everybody else. No, I interact with people. You can ask the people on my page. You can go on my Facebook. I interact with the people on there. And I actually follow certain people because I want to get particular information from them in regards to their posting habits and what they share. And a lot of what I'm seeing from a lot of females, especially white females, let's keep it a buck, particularly white females, is a lot of people are a lot of women and men to speak. A lot of men and women are actually seeking attention to validate their relationships. So if no one's liking their stuff, if no one's constantly telling them you two are so cute together, if no one's constantly telling them, oh, I'm so happy that you found someone, Susie, I'm so happy, well, essentially people get disinterested in the relationship. Yeah, people are like, well, I'm not getting this validation, and once I see them stop getting the validation, then 2 or 3 weeks later they broke up. Okay, yeah, it was one lady who follows me, and she got in with this dude. It was a white lady and a white dude. She was bragging about the dude. Look, he's so sweet to me. Look where he takes me. Look where he go. Look, we're over here now. He bought me these flowers. Oh, I feel so spoiled. Hate when people say that. I'm spoiled. Can't stand when women say that about their relation. He spoils me. Okay, spoiled by definition means he is making you rancid and rotten and disgusting. That's not a compliment to yourself. He spoils me. That's not a compliment. You become putrid. But he's taking me over here and blah blah blah, and I'm looking over here at this because I study people and I study patterns, and I'm like, okay, y'all ain't gonna last. And sure enough, after all that posting, which fewer and fewer people liked because it was over the top. She was compensating. Oh, well, I got dumped today, and this day sucks. Gee, I wonder why. This person was seeking for the public from the jump. And I would even argue he probably saw that. Like, why are you putting all our business out there like that? I don't know if I'm ready for you to be putting our business out there like that. You need to chill, lady. Chill out on that. That probably spooked him. You're over here posting him and her pictures online. I'm good. No, ain't no fella gonna stick around for that. You just started something up. You just got in a new situation, and she's already, look how he spoils me. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. I'm like, damn. I gotta spoil you for life. I gotta keep spoiling you for you to post. And if you don't post, you're not happy with it. If a bunch of people don't like it, you're not happy with it. Yeah, old dude probably ducked out of there, to be honest with you. He probably got up out of that situation because she was just doing too much. Man, chill out and stop putting our business out there like that. Why? And as a dude, I've been in situations with women like this. I'm like, yo, why do you need validation from everybody else? When we go on a date or when we go do anything, or I give you something, stop putting that crap online trying to get everybody else to like it. That was always real weird to me. That was kind of weird to me. I'm like, why are you telling all our business? That's between me and you. Me and you have, if I give you something or take you somewhere, I don't, family, when have you ever seen me post where I'm at? When you ever see me check in somewhere? I don't do that stuff. I don't like my business out there in general. I don't like my business out there in general. So it definitely weirded me out back in the day when you sharing what I bought you for your birthday and all that. What for? I bought that for you, not for the whole world to see. And the way I see it, if you got that much time to be posting and stuff and sharing and all that, okay, that's time spent where you could have been building with me. That's time spent we could have been. That's wasted energy that you just committed right there. That's wasted energy. Me and you could have been working together to build something. Forget trying to get attention and, oh, should I post this? Should I not post this? Oh, let me write the post out. Let me sit here and write get off that damn phone and let's build something, man. Shit. How can we build this empire? How can we build this empire for these future kids that we gonna have and all that? Forget posting about all this crap. How are we gonna build? Tangibles. What are you bringing to the table? We need to be working 99% of the time throughout the day. You ain't got time to be posting no crap online. That's the way I see it. Anyways, family, I'm not going to keep y'all too long tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you tuning in today. If you have not, please hit subscribe and please click the notification bell. That way you can be up to date anytime I post. I'm trying my best to post as often as possible. I do get sidetracked with projects. My third book is coming out in October. And this book basically is everything you need to know about racism and everything you need to know about how to survive it and everything you need to know about combating it. It's going to be free. It's going to be exclusively online. I don't want to put this on Amazon. Amazon's been doing some real funny style stuff with people's things who speak out against this particular topic. So I'm just going to do it strictly by email distribute. I'm going to use it as a Patreon incentive. And you can send me your email and I will send it to you absolutely 100% free. If you want to give me any type of compensation, financial compensation, I did bust my butt at this. It has been extensive research to compose this. So if you want to financially compensate me, you're more than welcome to, but it is completely free otherwise. Please stop by rootofalllove.com. That's where you can get all my podcast episodes. That's where you can get different articles I write about relationships and everything that there is to them. And definitely feel free to stop by thestormypoet.com if you get a chance. This is the Stormy Poet. I'm signing off. It's been a pleasure speaking with you all and providing you this information. And I hope you check in all my sites and my social media sites. I will holler at y'all later. Peace.